Mm-mm-mm. You hot, buddy? Yeah, you hot. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. Kim, what up? Nothing. Craving some snacks, having a snack attack.
Hi,
What's up?
nothing. I'm eating something. How long was this on for?
4 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes.
Um,
What's up, y'all? What's good? No, don't ring that bell. You need to sit your hot stuff down somewhere. You don't need to smoke if you can't handle it, buddy.
what happened?
The dog fried and he don't know what to do with himself.
Well, how was your day?
Mm, eventful. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
You played basketball?
Mm-hmm. How you know you can hear it as loud?
Huh?
I said, how you know?
Because you said it. How do I know
I,
what?
I said it was a lot of stuff going on today. That's what I said.
Oh, I heard you say I played basketball.
No, I wish. I want to hoop. I really do. I wish I could hoop outside too.
What?
I'm reading the chat.
Oh, shit.
Well, I look like a heavy spread. What you talking about, slime?
Wait, what are you guys talking about though?
I don't know. You've been here as long as I have.
What is that heavy reader spread?
Maybe the one that's on the table. Because I don't see no other cards. That's what I was confused about. Then I realized there was cards on the screen.
Okay. Sometimes I realize like it's not that I'm bored. I just don't know what to do.
I no, I don't know if you was done talking on. We can just jump in like that.
What you
But
said?
whenever I have those moments, I either try to find something new to learn or
Yeah.
or
Did I eat this?
meditate. For real. Meditation is it's really cool, man.
I want something to do. That's how I feel. But it's like I don't really know what to do. Honestly, I think the best thing sometimes is going outside somewhere, but then I can't really go out that much.
Internal work, do the internal work. I know you probably don't want to hear that, but as much free time as much for right now. Yeah, this is something that I wish somebody could have told me. The more internal work that I can do on myself now, the easier things will be later. Like I don't know, like now I sometimes I feel like I'm so behind on the eight ball because I don't know. I've just always been behind in life. Like I always been playing catch up for the most part. And now that I'm actually kind of dictating my path, or I'm starting to gain the power to dictate my path a little bit, it's always something to do. And depending on what you open to doing, what I mean is like healing or growing or learning something. There's always something to do.
Hmm. I get what you're saying.
I look at and I'm just talking in general, you know what I'm saying? I look at inner work now as it's almost like a chore or like homework, and it's like we're gonna have to get it done eventually. So why not just go ahead and do it now? Why wait till it's almost time to go to school to try to do it? You know what I'm saying? Or you got a test coming up, so why try to cram the night before?
I was learning beading today. That's great. I want to pick up like a hobby like that too. Like I'm trying to like find some hobbies. Um, usually when I'm bored, I'm just feeling like I don't know what to do, I'll just do a stream, find some stuff to talk about or share. But I want to find like an actual hands-on hobby too, Kimmy. So, and photo for a reselling passive income. That's great. I love that. I did have some videos I was supposed to film, but what I'm gonna do is write everything down that I would like to post because I've had like stuff on my mind to post. And I just finished watching season 1 of Arcane, so I have to do commentary on that. Larger beads, not seed beads.
Now
Huh?
that's an idea. Watch a show and do a breakdown per episode. I think that is a dope idea. I need to write that down. Oh, Siren just gave me an idea. Thank you so much for that. Oh,
Okay, something I can talk about is that I don't know why, but recently, you know, like when you feel something but you can't quite explain like what you're feeling. It's just because you walk in and you don't feel any breeze. You're probably hot. She come in here and lock up everything. And she want to lock up the window them so she lock them up. Well, make sure I say you close them back. Sorry. Yeah. What I was gonna say is that you know, like when you feel something but you don't know how to explain the feeling, like you just have a feeling.
mhm.
Um, so something I can talk about. Recently, I've just been feeling like I don't like friends. I said this earlier in your chat, but I don't like friends. And it's not even in a bad way. It kind of just feels like I don't know.
You
Um,
don't like
I,
friends. What?
yeah.
Wait, can I ask you? Can I pick your brain about this?
Wait. Um, I felt like I needed to find a different word, like my own word,
Uh-huh.
because it's just something my body wants to do. But the term friends, it just doesn't resonate with me. That's how I've been feeling. Like I need to find a different name.
Mhm.
And there's like this shallow feeling. Um
Do
when
you
it
feel
comes on to
unfulfilled?
huh?
Do you feel unfulfilled?
Unfulfilled, like with friends.
Uh, Just in general in this time period right now. Don't let me
Um
sidetrack you. It was just a quick question that just popped in my head, like an intuitive kind of feeling. But I like to ask questions instead of saying, "Oh, I know this thing." You get what I'm saying?
you like to what?
I said it was just an intuitive feeling that I got, but instead of me just assuming, I think the best way I can describe it is unfulfilled, and I just asked you, it was that kind of what you was
Yeah,
describing.
honestly sometimes, and I don't know why, but I kind of just got this feeling like the people that, well, not the people, because I don't know. Sometimes I just feel stuff, but I feel like the people I'm friends with, like they don't really like me, if that makes sense. Um, there's only one person I think of that I feel like they actually like me. Honestly, no, that's not true. I feel like some of them are just surface level, which I'm fine with because this was before I started homeschool, right? There was just people where I vibed with their energy, but we didn't really have this deep connection. But I know they vibe with me too. So it's like there's this one girl. Um, I don't know her deeply, but I just like her. Like I've always felt something good for her, and we've always clicked. So we have kind of had this friendship, but it's not like a deep friendship. So I actually like her. So I don't have anything against her. Um, One of my other friends, I feel really connected to her, and she's somebody like I feel called to hang out with more. But we just haven't really had time to spend time with each other and just like do fun things. Cause that's really what me and my friends do. We just do fun things like go out, like have a picnic, um, mostly eat because I love to eat. Like I'm eating right now, and I was eating earlier. My other friend, she's my best friend. Connect because we're like I feel like we connect on an intellectual level, and when I'm around her, I don't feel the need to talk. Like I just feel comfortable. I also don't feel like I have to explain myself too much. You know, like when somebody just gets you, like it just clicks. And I think that she's good for like giving me like practical advice. I trust people to be honest with me, but for some reason, there's this underlying energy of I don't like friends, and there's this other person. My energy around them is kind of mixed right now. But I don't know, like overall, I just feel like, but I don't like friends. I don't know why I feel like that. Like I just felt like I need a different term because I feel like the people who are quote unquote my friends, they're not my friends. Like they need a different name. I feel like the term friend is like shallow, and I feel like the people that actually click with me, like they need a different term.
So you want to
But
change, so you want to take friends out your lexicon, period. And so that's when people start saying, like, I don't got friends, I got associates, or either you're associate or you a family member, but I don't have friends. Like people, I heard people say stuff like that before.
yeah, and honestly, I it just resonated with me because okay, one thing I recognize about myself
Mm.
is that I tend to like project a lot onto people. Like I feel like I tend to like force my energy on people sometimes. Like I see people and I like something in them. And then with me, um, I'm a consistent person. Especially if I have a connection that I really resonate with, it's like I'll be very consistent unless there's something wrong or I just feel like disconnecting sometimes. But in general, I'm a very consistent person and I'm very talkative, and I realize that people like don't like that. And also some people I feel like they're just not honest. And then recently I had this realization. I realized people use my energy a lot for some reason, even on my channel. And I don't even mean it in a bad way. But I feel like it's natural to recognize when people only come around when they want you to give them something. I feel like it's natural to realize that. And I realize a lot of people like the surface level, like sometimes how I can be talkative, sometimes how I can give advice, or whether I just give them confidence or they feel good being around me. But it's like the deeper aspects of who I am, they find that too heavy and it's not really something they want to acknowledge or interact with. Like, so it's like they like me for like a surface level reason, but they don't actually want anything to do with who I actually am beneath the core.
Can I?
And
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
yeah, and that, yeah, I think that's all. You can go ahead.
Well, it's what I'm hearing is it's a few different things, but the last part of what I just heard is
Mm-hmm.
it's two separate things going into that, which is
Mm-hmm.
um the surface level thing, and it
Mm-hmm.
was something. And what was the other thing you just said? Well, let's attack this. Well, the surface level thing, I think first I want to. Well, not right now in this setting in this moment, but first I want to know how well are you not how well. How much? I don't know the question I want to ask. When it comes, okay, so first thing first, when it comes down to compatibility, is
Hmm.
there a particular level of compatibility that you look for in a person before you label them as a friend?
No, and that's my issue. Like I said, sometimes I kind of tend to do this thing where I latch on to people. Like if we hang out and I feel like I really like this person,
Hmm.
um, I'll kind of just jump into like connecting with them, and I think that's why after it's like I tend to realize that people, it's like they don't connect with me as much as I'm connecting with them, or it's like they're connecting with me, but they don't like me fully. It's like they see parts of me that they
That
want
was
to.
another part of that. This right thing, this part right here, which was that when you say connecting fully, and
Hmm.
when I ask you about compatibility, what is it that you really looking for in the connection between somebody? And I'll check the chat in a second. My bad, y'all. I'm doing something, but shit, I just forgot. But what, like, I don't know. So
I'm
my
looking
thing
for
is
people.
that we understand that people only going to connect to people with they have in common, right?
Mhm.
So sometimes it take a long time for people to build a relationship. Sometimes some people only looking for that one thing. Like for example, when I first started tarot on this YouTube on this particular channel, and I was going live, I felt like people only liked or only pretended to be interested in me as long as I was either flirting with them or I was doing free readings. You feel
Yes,
what I'm
that's the
saying?
issue I had. That's why I said I think we recognize when people use me, because even this girl on my channel, I think you've seen her before, but she never comes around. But as soon as she's going through something, she wants to come, and I'm not gonna say she's dumping her energy on me, because she's not coming in my space and trying to just say, "Here, take this." She's just sad, so she's connecting with somebody who she feels like she can be vulnerable to. But what I
Mhm.
realized is that she only comes to my channel for comfort, and I kind of get this energy from her, like she wants me to soothe her stress because she feels like I can tell her the right thing. But some people, it's like they use me as their stress reliever. And I don't take it personal, because at the end of the day, I did create a channel that centers around healing. So obviously, people are going to come to me for some kind of healing. But it's like I still realize that people use me as something to ground them. And then when they
Well,
feel like they're
can you
taking
use another word besides use? And
what.
it's just an exercise. It's nothing personal or anything like that, but it's an exercise. And I want to be a and I want to hear you and I want to be able to hear you articulate a little bit as well too. That's why I'm doing that.
I don't know any other word. I feel like use is just what it comes down to. But I don't see it in like a derogatory way. I think people see that I have a purpose, and they just look at me as somebody that can help them in a way. I don't think it's malicious or anything, but I'm just saying I recognize it. Cause I just recognize, like, when there's no deeper connection other than that. Like, to an extent, you could even come and like ask me how I'm doing, but it's like you don't actually care about that. You just want to get to the bottom of what like you're going through, basically.
Mm. Okay, so if I can give like advice per se, I would say if you I do think I do get an unfulfilled thing, and it's really the unfulfilled that I'm getting. I feel like it zeroes back to the conversation that we was having or you was having. I don't remember if I was a part of the conversation or if I was just like listening or whatever. But when you were saying that I think you were saying this on your live when you were saying that you don't get the recharge thing and stuff like that. Um
Mm-hmm.
I think a part. I think. Hmm, it's a couple things that's going through my head right now. Okay, so I think it's going to be very important for you to actually find somebody that you can connect to. I wouldn't rush it or anything like that, but I would definitely make it a focus. And the reason why is because if you a social creature, I always tell people like some people just more social than others. You know what I'm saying? And it's whether
Yeah.
they've been hurt or whatever, it's whatever. But um, if it's what you want, then you shall get it. Just make sure that you have the mindset to go along with it, because you very empathetic, sympathetic. You got a big heart. You a social creature, which is fine, but you got to make sure that you putting up the safeguards. And I feel like you already like having that kind of realization.
One second, hold on.
What you say? Oh, she muted.
Sorry, I was talking to my family.
No, it's okay. I didn't know. I wasn't paying attention.
I don't even think it's that I want to find somebody to connect. Well, I'm not gonna say that because, but I feel like my energy is like more reactive sometimes. Like, hold on. Sorry. You can go ahead.
Well, the big picture, what I was thinking was that I think it's okay for you to be feeling how you feel.
Hmm.
I just think that as long as you're doing the work, as long as you're continuing, right, doing the work for yourself, and like everything is going to be fine. Now, as far as the social aspect of life, uh, I think if you just be patient and find different ways to refill your cup, eventually you'll align uh, with the right people.
Yeah.
I think that it could come from your platform. Um, it could maybe come from somebody else's platform or whatever, but as long as you remain positive about that, that's okay. Um, and when you was talking about your purpose, or you creating an environment for healing, I wouldn't take it personal. Any interactions with anybody,
Hmm.
because when you create that space, it's almost like you take an oath in a sense. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? When
That's
you
why I
create,
said I don't take it personal. Like, I know
yeah,
that that's what I put. So it's like naturally you're gonna attract those kind of people. And I think that's just why, as you said, boundaries are important. Because one thing I realize with people is that they're also a bit selfish. Like, sometimes if you don't tell people to stop, they'll take as much as they can and they'll leave you with nothing. So it's like you have to be the person to like know your limits and to like be able to like structure your space.
yeah. I mean, a part of that is knowing who you're dealing with too. That's a very big aspect of it, and you'll be able. A lot of people say that you don't know a person until you know a person, and that's true. But um, I think sometimes we pick and choose when, not you specifically, but I think in us people who's supposed to be
Mhm.
different and elevated, sometimes we pick and choose when we use our superpowers, right? Some of us got different clairs and stuff like that, and it's just like, like you, it's almost like when you're looking at a superhero movie and they still broke, but like you can like go through walls and stuff. Like, how is you broken? You can just like break into the bank and steal your money. That's how I be looking at it sometimes, even with myself in the past, where it was just like I would let a situation and circumstance or my anticipation of or me wanting somebody, my vision of them override the truth that they've shown me. I wouldn't even be able to recognize the truth that somebody was showing me because I
Yeah.
was hyper focused on the positive side, the potential of the person.
That's why I said like I feel like I personally put people on a pedestal, not even in a way where like I idolize them, but I assume that the way I feel about them is how they feel about me.
And
For
most
some,
people do. It's just everybody got different, limitations and speeds in which they operate. But overall, most people is friendly. Most people is loving. Most people is caring. It's just the bad apples that really, or the frantic people, the unhealed people, whatever that really outweigh, or it make it seem like it is outweighing it. But when I was going through that, I got like what I started doing was anchoring my mind and knowing that I was doing the right thing. Like whenever I would feel like overstimulated or understimulated, or if I felt like I didn't get my just due or whatever the case is, I had to anchor my mind with giving myself comfort with knowing that what I'm doing is good and one day is going to pay off. Because sometimes you forget the reason why, and you kind of referred to this too. But you sometimes you kind of forget the reason why. You get caught up in the day to day stuff. You kind of get off track on why you deal with certain things or you start with certain things or whatever in the first place. He is upset. I am sorry.
yeah, I agree, but the vibe, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain the vibe. I do think I need to be a bit more self sufficient sometimes.
And what area?
I honestly, when I think of that, this is the thing. I don't know what is an external construct versus what I actually need. Because I realize most of my life, people just encourage me to just let things go or to look past it. And recently, I've kind of been like, I even prayed about it. And I kind of received this feeling like when I asked God to make me not so sensitive and like more strong minded, it just didn't feel right. It felt like I was asking to absorb something that people were teaching me, not something that's actually
You was
resonating.
going against your nature.
Huh?
You was going against your nature.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Because
And not
usually,
to say that. Oh, go ahead. I was going to real quick. I was going to say not to say that that's not a skill, that's not necessary, but you
mhm.
just if it's not natural to you, and if like you can't fully integrate it, and you don't see the purpose, then I don't knock you for shifting, doing whatever you had to do. But go ahead though. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, I just feel like people in my life, they come from the perspective of life they're in. And everybody around me is kind of older and they're kind of in a space where they're able to be their own thing and like be independent and really focus on themselves. So it's like they kind of have this mindset like, well, this and that, I don't have time for it. So it's like they kind of tell me the same thing. It's like they're always telling me that I should just ignore this or move on or that I don't have to react. And I'm like, that's not who I am though. And people like take my expression as though I'm being hung up over something. No, I'm just expressing myself and I process my feelings as they come. I realize because I can be intense when I'm being anything other than calm. It's like people are always projecting this thing like, oh, you need to be calm, you need to be calm. And it's like stop trying to like out my flame. I want to like get my flame out.
Mhm.
But it's like immediately as I'm telling you my feelings, you're just telling me something about. not having feelings towards something. And that's not the type of person I am. So it's like I just feel like people turn my emotions into this lesson I have to learn, and it's like, no, I just have emotions and I like to express them. Sometimes, to be honest, I don't want to ignore things. I want to feel it, and I want time to rage because a lot of shit around me is unfair. So just because I choose to acknowledge it and get upset over it, that doesn't mean I'm not moving forward with my life. I feel like if people just accepted me for who I am and just gave me space to be myself when I
Oh,
need
I
to,
just knocked over my pop. I'm listening
it's
though. Go
like
ahead.
they would see that it's not really anything for me to work on. Like I'm just moving forward in my own way. And I don't really do that through self constraint. It's like I understand how to maneuver myself socially, but in my waking life, I don't like to act unbothered. And honestly, when I react to things, it's not that I'm even bothered by it, but it's like it triggers me and I just want to release it. Like it's about release for me, really. I feel like I just release myself from stuff, and I do that by expressing myself outwardly. So I feel like people just try to like constrain my expression sometimes because they feel like it's what's best for me. And it's like that's not who I am.
Do
That
they
is not.
tell you? Do they tell you why they think it's best for you?
Yeah, because they say they don't want things to keep bothering me.
So let me ask you a question then. Do you think you are diplomatic and judicial and what you give your attention to? Or you outwardly express on everything?
When I think about it, this is my construct. Um, if I'm provoked, if I'm being provoked, and somebody keeps imposing something on me, I have a right to react to that. I don't just lash out every single time, but if I feel like my body is boiling over, I'm not gonna not allow my body to get that release. I just feel like it's being human. Like you can restrain yourself so much, but if something keeps messing with your peace, it's messing with your peace. And it's like
And that's
sometimes
the
I'm
magic.
gonna
That's what they
defend
trying to
myself.
teach you, which is the peace comes from within. And it's a
Yeah,
very hard skill to master because you're constantly being triggered from different directions all the time.
yeah, I mean I get that, but it's just like right now, that's just not who I am. And it's a lot of stuff other than that too as well. Like
So that's
I just
fine if that's fine if you want to do that. Real quick, I want to be clear real quick. I'm sorry to cut you
mhm,
off, but it's fine if you want to do that.
mhm.
But the science behind what they tell you, I don't know why they telling you it, right? And I'm gonna take your word for it and say that they be sometimes it's mind games, whatever. But it's actual science behind some of the stuff that you were saying, which is uh first of all, like you protect your nervous system when you don't allow yourself to go through the motions, because my whole thing is that one thing I had to learn was that I could either go through the motions and then get to the end, or I could just fast forward the tape and just get to the end. And so now I think that my reaction is only due to a lesson, right? I'm talking about me. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying what through my journey, because a lot of people go through these stages or go through what you've done. Um and it's like um it's a fine line between making a point and and making things um carry on. Now it's also a big thing if the thing that I'm making a point about, we're not making no progress on it. Or you and okaying me just so I can shut up. But
Or from what?
if a person just and okay you just to shut up, like they pretend like they listening just for you to shut up.
Mm, I don't feel like it's that. I just feel like they're tired of it and they're trying to advise me on the best thing to do. But one time I was in the shower and it kind of hit me like everybody's telling me that I should learn lessons early and stuff like that. And personally, for me, I think you can find a lesson in things, but I don't think everything is always meant to be a lesson. Like, we can just be allowed to be humans. Because I was thinking about it, these same people that are kind of frustrated because I'm not learning a lesson of
So
doing
what
something.
does it mean to be allowed to be a human? What does that mean?
Like, to just not always have to optimize everything. Like, sometimes I just want to react how I react, and I don't always want that person in the background telling me that I have to be the bigger person or I have to be mature. Because a lot of times I'm actually the person that is being the bigger person. So it's like when I get there and when I express frustration over something, don't just tell me that I need to ignore it or that I shouldn't let it bother me or that I'm the person letting it bother me. I
But
don't like.
sometimes people say that to you when you upset, kind of like how people ask you how you doing. Sometimes people say don't let it bother you, even though they know they just say it because they don't have nothing else to say. Like I don't know, it just like sometimes I don't know. It's sometimes different things. Sometimes different situations be calling for different things. I don't know, but
Yeah, but it's just like I don't want this like pressure on me. And it's like for them, I just feel like they don't really want to hear about it. And it's like, just fix the reaction, just fix the reaction, just fix the reaction. Be like this. Don't let it bother you. And they're not coming from a bad place. But when I look at them, I am like way younger and I'm still going through the motions. And then on top of that, I'm very expressive. Even them, it's like when they were in the same situation as me, they were still much older because everybody kind of had to break away from certain dynamics and they were still getting triggered anyway. It's like, it's not that they weren't trying to be
do
good
you feel
people.
stuck?
Hold on. It wasn't that they weren't trying to be good people or that they didn't try being mature, but they were just human. Like, they were stressed and they just expressed that. So it's like if you yourself tried and the situation was just stressful and you had emotions and you were reacting, why is this something that you just expect me to be able to understand and to just do? Like, even you know that it's not that simple. So it's like, why is everybody acting so annoyed? That's how I feel. And it's like, of course, that's easy for you to say when you're in a situation where you have enough freedom to make your own choices and not actively be around people anymore. But it's like, I just feel like there's an unfairness to it. And when I was kind of praying, I got the feeling like it doesn't really hold any substance what they're telling me because they wouldn't even be able to do the same thing. And it was really just because it was stressful for them. It's like they needed their outlet too. And people were venting to me all the time. All the time they was venting to me as well. So I don't see, what's so I just decided to just not talk to certain people about anything because I don't want anybody like trying to put constraints. I said I'm angry and I'm angry, point blank period. And if I feel like responding, I'm going to respond. And honestly, I don't want to fix it. I just want to be allowed to react how I feel like reacting. Because it's not really that deep for me. Like, people assume I'm bothered. It's just like, no, I just react in the moment because that's what feels right to me. And I'm speaking about my reaction and I'm venting what my system feels and I'm going to get over it. Just allow me to do what I need to do. Like, but they don't want to hear it. So they're always going to tell me that I should learn how to do this and learn how to do that. And that's just not who I am, at least for right now.
Mhm. I hear you, and it ain't nothing wrong with that. When I was going through that, I had so much stuff. pent up and it was so much crazy shit going on that I pretty much started lashing out at almost everything. And so, as humans, we tend to overcorrect. And my only thing is that I had to learn is that um sometimes you do gotta stand up for yourself. Not all the time, but it depends on who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with.
I just
Because
feel like
sometimes, some,
yeah,
huh?
I just feel like it's natural, especially if you have like a kind of strong personality. There's gonna be clashes. It's just gonna happen.
You know what I see for you? Because I got my eyes closed. I'm not looking at the screen. You know what I see? I see Charizard. It's like your Charizard, where you're young, you evolved early. You're young, you evolved early, and it's like you full of potential and you just want to do your thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing and there's nothing wrong with nothing you saying. I just think that because you in the position that you in, patience is one of the biggest virtues right now. Because
Yeah,
you literally
everybody's telling me like I don't want to better myself. Leave me alone. I better myself in other ways. When it comes on to people and what the fuck they're doing to me, I'm not the problem. So don't tell me to better myself because I try to better myself every day and I restrain myself a lot.
mm,
And then when I react and I'm full within my right to do
and
that.
that's what I was gonna say. If you constantly catching yourself happening to react to something, um a person not gonna learn a lesson until you react to them. So sometimes you reacting to stuff is going to help shape and mold the environment around you. Like I said, but when you do that, you got to be judicious because that throat chakra is very powerful. And so, the more what I would say is that tap into the color blue, tap into this, tap into that, and use that air element energy, use that to your advantage. If you got the power, use it. I don't really see nothing wrong with it, especially if you don't let it carry you. But sometimes a person not going to pay attention until you break stuff. Sometimes a person not going to pay attention until you yell or cry or punch them. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to speak up for yourself, because or else they just going to keep doing it over and 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 over.
It's not even about proving a point. That's why I feel like people they don't understand the way I am.
Mhm.
Like, it's not even about being like proving a point. Like honestly, I just want to argue. Sometimes that's how I just want to argue about it. And then if I'm sad, like I'll be sad. And then if I overthink, I'll overthink, and then
You said
I'm gonna
sometimes.
be okay.
Wait,
I just
start over. Say that again.
like sometimes I just want to argue. Like I don't pick on people, but if I feel provoked, sometimes I just want to argue, and I think that's fine. I want to argue about it. Like I just feel like that's just I'm just existing as myself. And it's not even that I try to argue people, but they just naturally have a problem if I say something. They find it annoying. So
Hmm. I don't know. I don't think I have enough context to comment on that. So I'm gonna take your word for that. But but like I said, man, if you verbally speaking up for yourself is what you got to do to get people to treat you how you need to be treated or whatever the case is, then do it. I just, just don't hurt no feelings, and don't over whoop, as the kids call it. As long as you're not over whooping, it's okay. And sometimes people ain't gonna support you throwing their own shit in their face. Like some people just not gonna like it. Like, and that's okay. But some people just like a little puppy dog. Sometimes in order for that puppy dog to learn what's going on, sometimes you got to put his nose in it.
I don't know. I'm just tired of people telling me to just like protect my peace and da 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 da.
But
Like it's
but but that's but I'm telling you though, you might not want to hear it. But that's some good game. I just think that sometimes being passive isn't always the answer, just like sometimes being combative isn't always the answer. I think
I
that
don't think what they're telling
if
me is wrong,
you
but I just want people to stop telling me that because that's just not where I'm at right now. And I feel like people are always like trying to show me how to gauge my reactions, and I kind of don't want to gauge anything. Honestly, it's like a long title of things,
so what if
but
you don't guard your reaction and then your reaction cause something bad to happen?
it's not gonna cause something bad to happen because I know when is the right time to react.
So that's what I'm saying. And that's exactly what I've been saying, which is as long as you using wisdom with the newfound power that you have, then so be it. Like I said, you standing up for yourself, or you telling people this one and that one, or whatever the case is going to help shape and mold your environment around you.
I don't know. I honestly don't know, but all I know is that I'm just tired of speaking,
Mm.
and it's always like there's a but and a if and a what and a you need to learn this. Like I'm honestly tired of it. I'm also like tired of having to like explain or like people trying to rewrite my experiences or people trying to tell me how I should think and stuff. Like that's why I'm like it just doesn't make sense. I tell people things sometimes. Like I should just keep it to myself. Because you can't really expect people to acknowledge you because everybody has a different viewpoint and people are also going to respond based off of where they're at in their life. So you honestly just have to know what you want sometimes. But yeah, back to friends, right? You can't hear me, right?
Mm.
Back to friends. Yeah, like, I don't know. All the stuff I said before about friends still stands. And honestly, I can't explain it, but there's just something. All I can say is I don't like friends. That's all I can say.
That's cool. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I
You're
sound like, and I'm not saying that I'm right. But to me, um, do you think that you might be depressed, maybe, or, uh, uh, overall, like how would you grade your baseline mood?
tired. I would say like just trying to like get through things and figure things out.
So do you feel optimistic about the future?
If I feel optimistic day to day, I think it's more so me trying to do things. And obviously sometimes I go back and forth in my head, but I think it's more so I honestly don't even know. Just like I just know that there's more that I can do in my life. And I guess I'm just preparing for that phase and kind of thinking with my emotions and my logic sometimes.
So what's
I
your
guess
favorite?
I'm thinking.
Go ahead. Huh?
What were you gonna say?
So what's your favorite grounding exercise?
I usually just stretch or breathe. Like I don't really do a specific routine. I just tune in and but what were why were you asking?
About what part?
Huh?
About what part?
If I'm depressed.
Because I don't know. I don't know. See, I only know a little bit about what you're saying, right? About the friend thing. About you feel like people is like over. I don't know what to call it. Like they just. I don't know. They over advising you. Whatever. I don't know. What I'm hearing there is that it sound like you got a lot of things coming at you from a few different angles. And I think because you so in tune with yourself and you so smart that you aware of these things, but you might not be aware of the magnitude of those things. And so subconsciously, how you relieving the internal pressure that's building up is saying that I choose to be this, be that. And sometimes when we think we got everything under control, um, sometimes the things that stress us out or our reaction to stress, it seeps out subconsciously through subconscious habit and behaviors, and we don't really realize it. And so a lot of people coincidentally end up in similar situations like me and you described tonight. They end up crashing out and or doing something bad because they got all of this energy inside of them that's pent up. You know what I'm saying? But again, me asking you the question was just me analyzing what you're saying and following my intuition. But again, asking a question instead of assuming that I know best or whatever.
Mm.
'Cause I'm not the type of person that believe that all my downloads is 100% accurate and all that kind of stuff because I could be picking up on something for somebody in the chat or picking up on something for myself or anything. You know what I'm saying? So I always like to ask for third dimensional affirmations on things that is received by you know, intuition.
So you're saying that it's a subconscious thing?
What? I believe that you need to relieve pressure. I believe that I don't know. I keep getting a stuck feeling, right? And I don't know if it's because like you gotta like abide by rules that's not yours. Because a couple times you spoke of people being able to have more control, more say so over certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I totally understand that feeling like you stuck type thing. And what I'm saying is big picture. These things is heavy. I think that they're not as heavy because of who you are, but these things are heavy. Like people constantly pointing you in directions. You feeling like people isn't reciprocating energy the way you give it. Like these things are heavy, real, legitimate things. You know what I'm saying? That can send people in a downward spiral. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that you speak of tonight is totally legit and real. You know what I'm saying? But but the but in short, prolonged sadness, prolonged anger, prolonged suppression of your voice, all of that stuff leads to, you know, depression, anxiety, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like those are natural reactions to.
I don't feel like I truly have the tools to like take care of myself right now, like the way I want to. I'm not saying I
Hmm.
can't take care of myself. Um, but honestly, I just feel like limited sometimes. But everything is gonna change. I just have to finish school
So when is that?
next year. I graduate.
So for whatever, so I got a hypothetical question. So
Mhm.
whatever you got planned for post school, if it was to happen today, would you be ready? Like if you was to graduate today, would you be ready for the next chapter? Mentally, and I mean like mentally, emotionally, are you disciplined enough to, are you disciplined? Are you planning right? Are you, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it's going to take. I don't know what your next steps are, but are you, are you ready? Like if you could graduate today, would you be ready?
My energy is not like a definitive thing, but I feel like if it was supposed to
I don't
happen,
I don't
um,
know what that means. I was gonna say I don't know what that means. You said my energy not definitive. I don't know what that means.
yeah, cause some people like tell me that as well. They say like planning and things of that nature, which I feel like that's important. But to answer your question, I feel like if it was supposed to happen today,
Mhm.
I feel like I would adapt to it. That's honestly what I feel like would happen. Um, I don't really feel like there's anything holding me back when it comes on to graduation. And when I say that, I just mean like, let's say like thinking of like next year when I graduate. I mean, I don't know exactly how I'll feel, but if you just want to like ask me how I think I would feel or how I think I would handle it, just speaking from me, I feel like I still feel the same like as I do right now. But it's like okay, like something's over and it's time for the next path. That's how I would feel. I can see myself feeling like a little bit panicky, like okay, I have to figure out like how to maneuver everything. I think maneuvering myself socially is what would like spike the most anxiety because I haven't been really able to like go outside and just I'm not used to like being outside by myself and like moving around. I'm not gonna say I don't have social skills because I know how to like treat people and like talk to people. But obviously certain stuff I don't have experience with. Like I don't know too much about banks. Um I don't know too much about like the business stuff. So in terms of like learning about documentation, how to put myself into certain places, how to like store money and stuff, that would be something I have to learn. So I see a bit of anxiety around like you know what we would consider as like the adult responsibilities, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Um but honestly I just see like I have to move forward. I kind of see as it begins, like when I actually, like, let's say, get a job and start. I see that's when I start to feel better. Like I'm settling into like the new schedule, and I'm like, okay, I have more time. I'm getting paid. I'm not refined to one thing. I can like do things freely. I don't see like a heavy anxious energy when I think about how I feel because right now, honestly, I'm not against college or anything, but I'm not exactly sure what it is that I want to pursue. But this could change. Because I've had times when I was really sure about a career path, and then my energy would kind of switch. So I'm not completely like sure what exactly I'd like to do in college. And I just told myself if it's something I feel like when it's time I'm not ready for, like if I'm not sure or it doesn't feel right to me, I won't force myself. Because I don't think anything good comes from forcing yourself. Well, I'm not going to say anything good because sometimes people do actually force themselves to take a leap of faith and it ends up working out. So honestly, that's just something that depends.
Mm.
But if I'm not sure about what exactly I would like to go for and how exactly it can benefit me, if it's not something I've thought out, I am not gonna go because I want to pursue something that's a passion to me, and something that can be like sustainable for me. But at most, I was just prepared to just find myself a job and just kind of start from there, if that makes sense. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like, even you just asking me that, I don't feel anxious. I just feel like, okay, well, I have to start planning differently from here. I feel like the changes that come with my life would make me happy. And I feel like the joy of getting to like really grow into myself and have like full autonomy is what would feel good, what would feel great. But that's to answer the question. That was a long answer, I know.
So why does autonomy feel great? Do you think you're being misguided?
Hmm?
I said, why does this autonomy thing sound so great? Do you think you're being misguided?
I don't think it's not like that. But sometimes it's like what people are telling me. I'm like, I don't feel like you guys really get it. And like the stuff people tell me, sometimes it just upsets me because I feel like they're telling me something from a space of expecting me to be a certain way or what they perceive me to be. And certain things happen in my life, and I feel like I want to take a stand against it. But I have a hard time trusting myself and fully stepping into that because I'm young. So people have this definition of what is acceptable behavior, even if it's just something as simple as standing up for yourself. Like people want to call you down. Um, so I don't think. I guess I would just describe it as wanting my energy to be clear, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can maneuver the way I want to and be the person who I want to be. And I just feel like expectations won't really matter much anymore because, like, bitch, I'm doing my shit. But I just feel like I could fully kind of step into that. Like, there's no attachment to me now. Like, I'm free. I don't know, like, obviously, I won't be able to maneuver everything. Like, when becoming, what is considered an adult in society comes with more responsibility. So it's not that I'm rushing anything. And I know I'm still gonna have stuff to learn, but I don't get a bad feeling whenever I think about that change. And I want to make it as peaceful for myself as possible. That's why I don't pride myself too much on external intake deep down. I just want to create a life that is fulfilling for me. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Um, How you feel? Uh, I don't know. I don't have a question. Sorry.
You don't really have to comment or ask anything. Just talking.
Y'all better like the video. Y'all better put 2 likes on the video.
Well, it's been live for an hour and 7 minutes.
Yeah, and we only got 2 likes.
Because everybody left. It was kind of just a private space.
That's because people. I was about to make a joke, but I don't want to make that joke. I was gonna say that's because people only want free readings. No, I'm just, but I'm just playing.
But there's truth to that, though.
Sometimes it should be true. Uh, Is Moon live? Moon,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be Friday night karaoke. What you gonna sing? I'm muted. Or are you muted?
I kind of wanted to ask something, but I think I'm going to leave it.
Ask me, please.
I'm not sure. It's nothing bad, but I'm not sure.
Why not? What it's about, then? Tell me what it's about.
It was just something about my future self. I mean, I have you ever like tapped into a version of yourself from like an alternate space? Um, I've tapped into like younger me before, and I have tapped into like a future version of myself before. And whenever I look at myself moving forward, I don't ever sense anything bad or heavy. Like the energy just feels like stable.
Mm.
But I'm honestly not sure what will happen. Life is just life. But I would basically I was gonna ask if you could like pick up anything of like where I'm going in the future. It doesn't have to be like overtly logical or anything, even if it's just one word. But that's what I was gonna ask.
To see where you going in the future.
Yeah, but I know future is based off of current, so it really does depend on what I do now. But mm,
Mm, not solely. Oh man, 10 seconds can change your whole trajectory. So
that is
nothing
true.
is really set. Nothing. I mean, some things are set in stone, but it's two. Well, I'll say this real quick. It's two. It's two versions of spirituality. Once you really look at it, two paths. Really, one of them is predicting the future, and one of them is creating the future.
Yeah, but I just wanted to know if you got anything about that. Like, I just want to see if it's similar to what I get
And, and
about.
what do you? What is it that you get for your future?
I'm not gonna tell you. Want to hear what you say first, and then
So do you? Are you asking me like, do I? What do I do? Let me see. I don't know. What I will say is this: you put yourself in position to be the chosen one, and the reason why I say that is you was born in position to be the chosen one, and the chosen one is the one who made it, right? Whether it's the one out the hood, the one who made it out the family, uh, the first college graduate, whatever. To be honest with you, if if you I believe, okay, so what I'm saying here is that I think you already. I don't think you really need to go to college or anything like that in your future. I don't see none of that in your future. I think
Yeah,
that,
I would like, I'm not against college, but if I don't know what the fuck I want to go there for, why would I go? For
I
what?
don't. To be honest with you, the way things is going these days, I would rather you, or I would rather, period, myself, whatever. Just put the time that I will put into college, I will put that shit into building a platform or building multiple platforms.
Oh, but I threw you off course. Let's get back to what you were saying, and then we can expound on.
But that's pretty much is what I was saying though, which is I don't even remember for real,
You
but
said I'm in a position to do things differently. Use the term
yeah,
chosen
oh
one.
yeah,
Like saying
well,
chosen one is cringy to me. Nothing personal. It just feels cringy to say. Like it doesn't feel natural when I say it. But I'll just say different. Like I'm in a position where I'm like different. So that can be like being the first to do something. But it's about somebody making a change or living a different life that's suited for them.
well, for me,
Um
the reason why I'm saying the chosen one is a few different reasons. But the reason why is because the chosen one is the one who made it. Whether it's like I said, whatever overcoming your situation, circumstance, whatever. The chosen one is the one that everybody put their eggs into the basket. Right? Everybody they want to give you advice, people want to help you, people want to do this. And the reason why is because they don't want to control you is because they see your potential. Now some people can't express it. Um some people don't even know, right? But but there was an alignment. You being born, when and where you was born, and how you was born, and your personality, and you being in the circles that you in right now, is no incident. Like I don't know who all you be dealing with, but I'm not the smartest person in the world by far. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I gotta stop smoking so much because I be fried, upside down fried. But But what I will say is that my the testimonies and stuff that I get is real and legit, no matter if I'm the drunken master or not. Uh, I just choose not to ask for testimonies, and I just choose not to post them. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, you keep good company with you, right? And so you got the reason why people treat you the way you do is because they see a light in you. And the light allowed it's kind of like the hermit, the light that the hermit has, where you have the ability to dictate your path. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. What I would
period.
do, you said what?
I said period.
You don't because you're not restricted. It's kind of like, all right, so it's kind of like going to the military, right? Where you got to take what's called an ASVAB test, right? And so the higher you score on the ASVAB, it's not really like a pass or fail per se, whereas there is a minimum. But really, what they do is they ask you a bunch of different questions about a bunch of different things and just see what you're good at right now. And so, um, the better you score on the test, the more options you have for jobs in the military. You know what I'm saying? And I see something similar for you to where it's like, yeah, you might have discontent energy. Yeah, all of this energy you feel is real. All that whatever it is real and it's legit. But how well you navigate the waters is key. And the biggest thing that you got is your ability not only are you intelligent but you able to recall and use the intelligence as wisdom. See, when I was your age, I was a box of rocks. I was under socialized, I was abused, I was hurt, I was fucked up. So I was running around the world like a chicken with my head cut off, searching for love in all the wrong places when I was your age. Yeah, I was living a
So
life of a
what you're
35-year-old.
saying is that wait, what you're saying is that know, I will know how to maneuver myself.
Well, your concerns, well, like for example, you said you don't know how to like open up a bank account, stuff like that. That's easy. Like even if I'm not there with you, I can still help you. Like as long as you got proper identification and the money and all of that stuff, you can
Yeah,
get
but
a
I
bank
kind
account.
of, can you just give me, I like, I do want to explain it, but like, I want to
Yeah,
expound on it.
I'm just using that as an example. Like
Yeah.
there is there is nothing about the world that you won't be able to do because it's going to be like I learn stuff all the time. Like I remember being, 16, 17, 18, 19, being out in the world, happening to do grown man stuff. And it's people who's asking the same questions that I am asking, who's two times, three times, four times my age. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
everybody is
so
learning.
yeah, so everybody, even though we all like I might be good at some things that you're not good at, and I might be weak in some things you know what I'm saying, vice versa. So that's why certain things like age or sex or I don't really be biased towards certain things because there's no reason to.
Okay, but
I'm not
can you just tell me what you get and then we can explain everything after?
what I'm getting is that you the chosen one and that you're gonna have the ability to dictate your path.
Okay.
So so go ahead. You said okay, so go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I
If
was
you got
just,
a question or something.
oh, I was gonna say, what's the other thing? You said something else.
I don't remember. The chosen. Well, you had commented on the chosen one thing. I don't know if it's unwanted pressure or whatever, but that's the only way I can describe what I'm seeing.
Oh, you said you don't see me really having to do college and stuff like that.
No, I don't. No. To be honest with you, the effort you can put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day into multiple platforms, and by the time you turn 18, you can be a multimillionaire.
Honestly, I agree. Okay, let me tell you what I got. Personally, when I think of my path, like when I tap into it, it's not like this rigid, you're meant to do this, you're meant to do that. Like what you said about having the ability to dictate my path. The energy I get from myself is just that depending on what moment I have in my life, I just go based off of what is the best thing for me at the time. It's like just capitalizing off of my own energy basically. But I never get this definitive thing, and it's like when I see myself as an older person.
That's but wait, pause. A lot of people go through that, even at my age, as people going through that. So that is a beautiful thing because that means that the path is clear for you to dictate your path. So you get in the
Yeah,
confirmation already that the path is clear. It's almost like it's almost like I want to tell you to get your wands in order.
get my what?
Get your wands in order. Like I want you to take a deep dive into the suit of wine.
Oh, okay, wait, hold on. And then what you said about people giving me advice, brother, why you talk so loud? We're on a live. Um, yeah, what you said about people giving me advice. When I turned 18, I don't know why, but I was just receiving all of this. I was like, one day I sat down, I was just like, can you show me my older self? And then I specifically got this energy when I was 18. I saw my relatives in my energy and I saw them bugging me about college. I saw my aunt, but she was nice. I got a motherly energy from her. Like she was trying to support me. I didn't see her being forceful or anything. I also saw my mother. But with what I saw is that she didn't really care what I chose to do as long as she felt like I was okay. So I see her sometimes being a bit skeptical because that's how parents are. They don't want you to do anything that could hurt you. So I see her as long as it's like I'm okay, like she didn't care. So maybe she would be like, "Oh, you don't really want to go to college?" And she would be like, I hope she's okay. But then it's like something where I land a job And then she's like, okay, she's doing good, so she's not worried about me. She just wants to see that I'm okay. Um, I don't know exactly how it's gonna play out, but I'm just saying what I got. And then I kept seeing my uncle now. I don't really like my uncle. Even just saying that, it feels wrong on my tongue to call him that. Um, but I just saw him. Somebody call me? Eh? Oh. Um, yeah, I just saw him there. I just saw him there. Like I didn't see a specific purpose. I just saw him in my energy. If does that make sense? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't think that doesn't, like, what you started off by saying that somebody was disappointed and somebody was trying to push you towards college. You can you can dictate. You
Well,
can.
I never saw anybody being disappointed.
Well, you
It's
said
just
something
that
about your auntie or something, and you said college, right? You can correct me,
yeah,
so
she
I
was
could.
trying to talk to me about college. Like she was like trying to push me to like go to college. But I didn't get this forceful energy. It's like it's kind of like it's time now. Let me see if I can be of any guidance to her. But it's like instead of asking, they took on the role of trying to coach me. I just remembered what I got was like it felt like people whispering in my ear. That's how it felt when I tapped into it.
Seven of Wands.
Huh?
Seven of Wands.
No way, you saw that in your head?
That's what this is. The seven. That dream is the Seven of Wands.
Yeah, that's the card I pulled when I thought of it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, for sure. That's what it is.
Yeah, but I and for some reason my uncle's energy, I just saw him there. Like everybody else seemed to have a specific purpose why they were trying to reach out to me, but for him it just felt like he was there, you know, like if somebody put a pebble in your shoe and you couldn't get it out of your shoe, like you keep moving the shoe but you just feel it rolling around on your foot. Does that make sense? But he was just there. I saw him calling me, just asking me random shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw myself kind of like, what are we doing here? Like, what do you want? And then I kind of saw like this altercation thing. And then I just kept somebody mess with. I don't know why that was coming up, but somebody keep viewing me as somebody that they cannot control. So I don't know what that was about. Um, but he was just there. Like he didn't seem to have a purpose. And then I saw somebody after that trying to get through to me or see if they could reconcile with me or something. But I saw my energy naturally fading away, like not somebody I care about, if that makes sense. But when you said the Seven of Wands, which was interesting, when I was tapping into it, I got this energy of me standing my ground as well. Like just telling them, like, look, this is not what I want to do. This is not what I'm interested in at the moment. Um, right. And then I kind of just saw like me feeling like I kind of pushed people away. Like people were trying to give me guidance and I kind of pushed them away. But I kept feeling this energy of like a version of myself that I was meant to be. And it's like they were like pouring into me in that moment and giving me the strength to kind of say no. Because I was going to end up where I was supposed to be based off of doing what I wanted to do. That's what it felt like. So it's like me listening to other people would have felt like going down a path that I didn't choose. But I just kept feeling an energy of like an older version of myself. Like I was 18 in that energy, but I kept feeling like another version of me, like a version of me that was in my 20s, like my early 20s. Like, you know, when
Mm-hmm.
something is calling you, that's how it felt. But I don't know, I just felt like sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny you said Seven of Wands, because I did get the Seven of Wands. But what else were you telling me?
Study the Wand suit. It
Study the
tells a
one.
story. Every suit tells a story. Uh,
Okay,
Manifestation in that
I'm gonna take
element.
your
Huh?
I said I'm gonna take your advice because it feels right. I feel like there is something I should look at.
Yeah, every suit tells the story of manifestation via that element. And
Mhm.
deep diving, even with the pictures, everything, deep diving and understanding that the story that's in there, it helps a lot, man. It just that I just hate the fact that I was like 30 years old before I really got hold to some of this information. Like because it's so it just I just spent so much time in the darkness and the wilderness is ridiculous, man. And uh, with no knowledge of self, no nothing, no self help, nothing, just lost.
Mm. Do you mind if I ask something else? But it's not about the future or anything. But I don't know if
Mhm.
in case there's anything else you wanted to say about that. Is there anything before I switch to something else?
No, just dictate your path. And I think that the key for you to dictating your path is getting in tune with your wands.
Okay. But you said you saw the same energy of people trying to encourage me, I think. Yeah. That's why I said that. Um, but what? What I was gonna ask is what is like the by the way, you can ask me a question too, but I'm not gonna use cards though. I'll just
Mm-hmm.
use like my intuition. Um, but because I really just got all of that when I was lying down. So what I was gonna ask is just what is the energy surrounding me right now? Like in terms of friendships and in terms of just regular circumstances and then family. Because the thing with the friend, like I said, I don't need friends. Like, not I don't need friends. I don't like friends. Cause I'm not gonna say I don't need friends because I pride myself in needing a support system. The reason why we have certain mindsets in life is because we didn't get the I'm not even going to say the privilege because it shouldn't be a privilege. We should all have people around us that can care about us and support us. Um, and I think the reason why we have certain mindset in life is because sometimes we just don't have people that truly support us or people that we can lean on. So we learn to kind of be hyper independent because we never had people that we could rely on, which I don't think is right. You're not meant to just do everything by yourself. So I'm not gonna say like I don't need friends because if I had the option, could I have people around me or could I not? I would pick. I want people around me, but people that I choose, people that I feel like are right for me. And also, I think so in life, certain relationships we don't choose. So we start off by just being obligated to certain stuff, like it's just there. And as like a kid, you don't really have much choice. That there's always people controlling you. But anyway, back to what I was saying, because I'm starting to ramble. Yeah, I just want to know like the energy like surrounding friendship right now. Just anything, I guess. It doesn't have to be long, but just anything that you pick up that's relevant that you feel like you need to tell me. Are you tired, by the way? Hello? I don't hear anything.